Kansas City Chiefs on the road at the Cleveland Browns. This is sitting 4.5 in favor of the Chiefs. 43.5 is our total. We sat here and said, I played it. I lost the ticket. We sat here and were like, okay, here's the week. The Chiefs finally cover. Chiefs did not cover yet again. We find ourselves with 4.5 as they head on the road to face Jameis and the Browns, who they are going to stick with Jameis despite the fact that they have been eliminated from the playoff picture at this point, Mo. So, I mean, the question is not necessarily do we think Kansas City's going to win. That's all they do. That's all they do is win. They figure out a way to win. Can they win by 5 points?
Yeah, this one is interesting because of the weather. Howling winds I'm seeing. It wasn't this bad early in the week, so I think that might be behind the market move here because you had Chiefs earlier in the week sitting 6, 5, 5.5. It just keeps coming down. So somebody loves the Browns. Somebody the market respects loves the Browns. I'm seeing 16.5 or 16 mile per hour winds. I'm seeing 94% chance of rain. So this could be truly dreadful football weather. We just saw 2 teams last night in a monsoon that couldn't score a single touchdown. So I think I get what's going on here with the move. I mean, people are probably just, okay, the Chiefs. The market setters obviously have a higher opinion of the Chiefs than maybe not they deserve, but at least that the Chiefs are going to perform like, right? They're just out there going 80% speed. So you have that combined with a game where it's going to be difficult to run away from anybody. I get the move, but also when I look at this matchup, the worse the weather is, doesn't that favor the Chiefs more? I mean, you just trust Patrick Mahomes to get the short passing game going, and the Chiefs' rushing attack is grading out really well, and every time I watch the Browns, they cannot run the ball.
No, the Browns' offensive line is in shambles. You have, and listen, I was rooting harder than anybody for Nick Chubb to be able to come back off of the horrific injuries for a third time, but like, I think it finally caught up. I mean, he looks pedestrian out there. You know, I think Ford is probably their better option even than Chubb at this point. So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. If it's like terrible conditions and you can't run a normal offense, then certainly Jameis trying to kind of like do a non-traditional offense and with the run game that the Browns currently have, that has to swing it mightily towards the Chiefs.
Yeah, and then you just have one really bad matchup, obviously, for the Chiefs. I don't know how they're going to block Myles Garrett, but at the end of the day, it's still Patrick Mahomes. You know, he has eyes in the back of his head. He does know how to adjust to these situations. So I do kind of like the under here, though. I mean, just with the conditions, 43 surprises me with how high it is, just given I know the Browns are an over machine right now because Jameis plays the way Jameis plays, and he's just like, Jameis is probably the single number one biggest driver of the over, aside from maybe Joe Burrow to Jamar Chase in the NFL right now. So I might play the under. If this weather ends up being as bad as it looks right now, 43 seems pretty high to me.
And, you know, it's worth noting that, yes, the Chiefs are in the driver's seat for the 1 overall seed, but it's not locked up. So, I mean, like, still have to give maximum efforts here for all of this. You do have Buffalo and Pittsburgh. They're both still sitting there at 10-3. So it's not locked up yet either. So I expect a full effort here from Kansas City against this Cleveland team. And we'll monitor, of course, guys, the weather stuff here over the next 24 hours. So be sure and check that out. Kevin Roth, a good guy to follow for all that. Just Google NFL weather. You'll see it'll come up over on Roto Grinders. So